Ya coba lah.
Oh, di kelas.
Kece. Kece Feba. studi, program pendidikan profesi dan program sarjana terapan kebidanan. Diploma 3
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Selamat datang program di bawah naungan jurusan Kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes.
Jurusan Kebidanan memiliki 4 program studi, program pendidikan profesi bidan, program sarjana terapan kebidanan, program diploma 3 kebidanan Bengkulu, program diploma 3 kebidanan Curug, dengan keunggulan pemberdayaan keluarga, konselor kesehatan reproduksi remaja, serta komplementer dengan pendekatan holistik dan berjiwa kewirausahaan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Selamat datang di program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu.
Program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan kebidanan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu merupakan program studi di bawah naungan jurusan kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu yang berdiri sejak tanggal 5 September 2008 dengan keputusan Menteri Kesehatan Republik Indonesia nomor HK 03/2/2008.
Prodi kami memiliki visi menghasilkan dalam memberi
pelayanan kebidanan ibu
Dua, melaksanakan penelitian dalam rangka mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. Tiga, melaksanakan pengabdian masyarakat sebagai wujud kepedulian sosial yang terencana, terprogram dan berdampak bagi kesehatan masyarakat dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 4. Menjalin kemitraan antar profesi kesehatan baik di tingkat tenaga dosen program sarjana terapan dan program pendidikan profesi bidan telah banyak mempublikasikan hasil penelitian di jurnal nasional dan internasional serta hak karya cipta. Program studi sarjana terapan profesi bidan mempunyai laboratorium terpadu untuk menunjang proses pembelajaran teoritis dan praktis. Meliputi asuhan kebidanan holistik pada remaja dan pranikah, asuhan kebidanan holistik pada masa prakonsepsi dan perencanaan kehamilan, praktik kebidanan fisiologis holistik dan kehamilan, persalinan dan bayi baru lahir, nifas dan menyusui, bayi balita dan prasekolah, kebidanan fisio holistik, produksi, kegauratan,
Jurusan Kebidanan memiliki 4 program studi. Program Pendidikan Profesi Bidan, Program Sarjana Terapan Kebidanan, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Bengkulu, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Curug, dengan keunggulan pemberdayaan keluarga, konselor kesehatan reproduksi remaja, serta komplementer dengan pendekatan holistik dan berjiwa kewirausahaan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Selamat datang di program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu.
Program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan kebidanan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu merupakan program studi di bawah naungan jurusan kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu yang berdiri sejak tanggal 5 September 2008 dengan keputusan Menteri Kesehatan Republik Indonesia nomor HK 03-05-1-2-4-2008.
Prodi kami memiliki visi menghasilkan lulusan profesi bidan mandiri, unggul dalam memberikan pelayanan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat tahun 2029.
Untuk mencapai visi tersebut, kami memiliki misi sebagai berikut. 1. Menyelenggarakan pendidikan, pengajaran berkualitas, asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 2. Melaksanakan penelitian dalam rangka mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 3. Melaksanakan pengabdian masyarakat sebagai wujud kepedulian sosial yang terencana, terprogram dan berdampak bagi kesehatan masyarakat dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan.
Jurusan Kebidanan memiliki 4 program studi. Program Pendidikan Profesi Bidan, Program Sarjana Terapan Kebidanan, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Bengkulu, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Curug, dengan keunggulan pemberdayaan keluarga, konselor kesehatan reproduksi remaja, serta komplementer dengan pendekatan holistik dan berjiwa kewirausahaan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Selamat datang di program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu.
Program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan kebidanan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu merupakan program studi di bawah naungan jurusan kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu yang berdiri sejak tanggal 5 September 2008 dengan keputusan Menteri Kesehatan Republik Indonesia nomor HK 03-05-2-4-4489-2008.
Prodi kami memiliki visi menghasilkan lulusan profesi bidan mandiri, unggul dalam memberikan pelayanan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat tahun 2029.
Untuk mencapai visi tersebut, kami memiliki misi sebagai berikut. 1. Menyelenggarakan pendidikan, pengajaran berkualitas, asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 2. Melaksanakan penelitian dalam rangka mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 3. Melaksanakan pengabdian masyarakat sebagai wujud kepedulian sosial yang terencana, terprogram dan berdampak bagi kesehatan masyarakat dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 4. Menjalin kemitraan antar profesi kesehatan baik di tingkat regional, nasional, dan internasional untuk menghasilkan lulusan berdaya saing. Tenaga dosen program sarjana terapan dan program pendidikan profesi bidan telah banyak mempublikasikan hasil penelitian di jurnal nasional dan internasional serta hak karya cipta. Program studi sarjana terapan kebidanan dan prodi pendidikan profesi bidan mempunyai laboratorium terpadu untuk menunjang proses pembelajaran teoritis dan praktis. Meliputi asuhan kebidanan holistik pada remaja dan pranikah, asuhan kebidanan holistik pada masa prakonsepsi dan perencanaan kehamilan, praktik kebidanan fisiologis holistik dan kehamilan, persalinan dan bayi baru lahir, nifas dan menyusui, bayi balita dan anak prasekolah, mampu mempraktikkan kebidanan fisiologis holistik, KB dan kesehatan reproduksi, kegawat daruratan maternal dan neonatal, praktik kebidanan kolaborasi pada kasus patologi dan komplikasi, praktik kebidanan komunitas dalam konteks continuity of care, dan manajemen pelayanan kebidanan komprehensif.
Hello to our speaker today, Mrs. Andrea. Good morning, Miss.
Jurusan Kebidanan memiliki 4 program studi. Program Pendidikan Profesi Bidan, Program Sarjana Terapan Kebidanan, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Bengkulu, Program Diploma 3 Kebidanan Curug. Dengan keunggulan pemberdayaan keluarga, konselor kesehatan reproduksi remaja, serta komplementer dengan pendekatan holistik dan berjiwa kewirausahaan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Selamat datang di program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu.
Program studi kebidanan, program sarjana terapan kebidanan, dan program studi pendidikan profesi bidan, program profesi Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu merupakan program studi di bawah naungan jurusan kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu yang berdiri sejak tanggal 5 September 2008 dengan keputusan Menteri Kesehatan Republik Indonesia nomor HK 03-05-2-4-4489-2008.
Prodi kami memiliki visi menghasilkan lulusan profesi bidan mandiri, unggul dalam memberikan pelayanan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat tahun 2029.
Untuk mencapai visi tersebut, kami memiliki misi sebagai berikut. 1. Menyelenggarakan pendidikan, pengajaran berkualitas, asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 2. Melaksanakan penelitian dalam rangka mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 3. Melaksanakan pengabdian masyarakat sebagai wujud kepedulian sosial yang terencana, terprogram dan berdampak bagi kesehatan masyarakat dalam asuhan kebidanan ibu dan anak dengan pemberdayaan masyarakat. 4. Menjalin kemitraan antar profesi kesehatan baik di tingkat regional, nasional, dan internasional untuk menghasilkan lulusan berdaya saing. Tenaga dosen program sarjana terapan dan program pendidikan profesi bidan telah banyak mempublikasikan hasil penelitian di jurnal nasional dan internasional serta hak karya cipta. Program studi sarjana terapan kebidanan dan prodi pendidikan profesi bidan mempunyai laboratorium terpadu untuk menunjang proses pembelajaran teoritis dan praktis. Meliputi asuhan kebidanan holistik pada remaja dan pranikah, asuhan kebidanan holistik pada masa prakonsepsi dan perencanaan kehamilan, praktik kebidanan fisiologis holistik dan kehamilan, persalinan dan bayi baru lahir, nifas dan menyusui, bayi, balita, dan anak prasekolah, mampu mempraktikkan kebidanan fisiologis holistik, KB dan kesehatan reproduksi, kegawat daruratan maternal dan neonatal, praktik kebidanan kolaborasi pada kasus patologi dan komplikasi, praktik kebidanan komunitas dalam konteks continuity of care, dan manajemen pelayanan kebidanan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone and best wishes all of us. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi rasulillahi ajmain. The Honorable to Mrs. Yuniati SST MKes as the Head of Midwifery Department, Polytechnic Health Ministry of Health Bengkulu, the Honorable to Mrs. Dia Eka Nugraheni SST MKet as the Head of Midwifery Department Study Program, and the Honorable to Mrs. Ratna Dewi SKM MPH as the Head of Midwifery Department Study Program Diplomatry. Okay, my respectable guest speaker today is Mrs. Zanuria Dato Haja Zakaria, AMP, MNN, PPT, PGK, RN, PHN, OHN, and my respectable two participants of today's expert lecture. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given grace, guidance, favor, and to help to all of us, so that we can attend to our expert lecture today with the theme Health Promotion to improve role of family and community. Praise and salutation open to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the last messenger, the best figure of this universe, so that we can attend our expert lecture today with the theme Promotion to improve the role of family and community. Okay, on this special warning, we have several agenda. So allow me, Icha Junita, as a master of ceremony today, to read some our agenda today. One, the first is opening. The second, introduction of the health of midwifery department. The third is presentation of material from the speaker. And the fourth, discussion and Q&A session. And the last, a group photo and closing. Okay, let's open this event by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Next, the next event, the event that we are looking forward to is presentation of contents of the material with discussion and Q&A, which will be guided by our moderator. Today is Inna Hafitri Anissa from the Diplomatry Midwifery Department. Time and screen is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for our host today, Icha Junita. So everyone, good morning. How are you today? I hope you guys doing and feeling well today. So I'm Ina Hafide Anissa, your moderator today. And for the next few hours, I'll be with you to lead this session. So first of all, I want to welcome our greatest speaker, Mrs. Zainuria. Good morning, Mrs. How are you today? Mrs. Zainuria, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Huh?
Good morning, Mrs. How are you today, Mrs.?
Yeah, I'm here now. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning,
Good
Mrs.
morning to
How are
you.
you today, Mrs.?
Salam Malaysia Madani to you and the participants. Huh?
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Before
I can't hear you. Huh? She's muted.
Okay. Before we start to our main session, to the delivering materials and Q&A session, I would like to call our beautiful lady, pretty lady, our head of department, midwifery department, Mrs. Yuniarti. Good morning, Mrs. Yuniarti.
Morning, Inaha. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Maybe Mrs. Yuniarti want to say hello to our participants?
Yes. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mrs. Zainuria.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Salam. Thank
Salam.
you.
Assalamualaikum. Huh?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for being our speaker today.
My pleasure. Huh?
Yes, thank you. Terima kasih, Miss Zainuria. Assalamualaikum
Sama-sama.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
You're welcome, Mrs. Yuniarti. Thank you so much for your greetings to our participants. So everyone keeps telling me that today is an important date, but what kind of thing that will happen today that make this day so special? But actually, I already know that we wanna hear the materials from our greatest speaker. And everyone, let me introduce our greatest speaker today. She is Mrs. Zainuria from Malaysia. So before we start to our main session to delivering the materials, we're gonna look at the CV first of our speaker today. Maybe the operator can share the CV of our speaker today. Okay, our speaker today, her name is Mrs. Zainuria Dato Haja Zakaria, AMP, AMN, PJK, RNR, MPHN, and OHN. So many title and such an amazing title on her name, right? And of course, for the experience, we cannot this is an amazing speaker because she has so many experience starting from the 1994 in Budaya Kerja Cemerlang, Perak State's Health Department as Excellence Work Culture. And the final award for her is in 2012 as a Tokoh Jurawat Community, the Eminent Nurse Community Award by Malaysia Nurses Association. So for the background. It's such an amazing background. That's why we have her to be our speaker today. So, Mrs. Zainuria, since everyone's so excited to hear your materials, and I don't want to make them wait too long to hear your materials in this session, I would like to give two sessions, of course, to the participant. And the first one is delivering the materials, and the second one is Q&A question. And we have two sessions for the Q&A sessions. They are three question in one session. So we're gonna have 6 questions in 2 sessions. So of course, I will collect it first, and then maybe Mrs. Zanuria, we would like to ask you to answer the question later. So that's why, okay, maybe the operator can mute your phone first. Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. Zainuria, this because everyone's so excited, I would like to give you the screen to deliver your material. So, Mrs. Zainuria, the screen is yours.
Hey, thank you very much. Very lovely introduction. And then I forgot your name. Sorry. You are?
Oh, okay. I am Inaha, Mrs.
Inaha. So nice to know you and nice to be in the crowd with all of you. But I'm sorry I cannot be with you physically, but inshallah, I will try to deliver what I can from my experience, and then as being a community health nurse and also an occupational health nurse, and then I'll see what I can do to help you in terms of health promotion, right? So you're looking at the role of the family and community. So let me, I think all of you are from the midwifery school. You're all from the midwifery school?
We are from the midwifery department, Mrs., but we're actually from the Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu.
Okay, so how long do I have with you for this lecture? The talk alone will be like 40 minutes or half an hour?
No, you have, an hour. You have an hour to deliver the speech, and then we're gonna go to the Q&A session, Mrs.
Right, I will show the slides first, right? I put on the slides, just give me a minute. Okay. Ini masuk sini ya. Dia tak mau. So here. Right. Okay. So what I'm supposed to deliver to you will be something to do with health promotion. All right. So in terms of health promotion, what is it that we need to do as a nurse, or how we call it, a nurse midwife? So mungkin kita boleh cakap campur, tak apa, bahasa ni sama kan, bahasa Nusantara. Right. So for a start, what I'm going to tell you will be the experience that we have in Malaysia. Based on what we have done in health promotion, because I was previously in the Ministry of Health, then we actually have a division there who does the health promotion. And then the nurses work very closely with health promotion activities, because that is our bread and butter too. Without that, we cannot really we cannot reach the population at large. So to start off with, what I'm going to tell you here is the importance of health. What is good health? Yeah, good health. If you have got good health and if you're healthy, then you will be able to fend for yourself, and you will be active. You will be able to generate productivity, and at the end of the road, when you are healthy, you can do whatever that you want. And as a nurse, you work well, and at the end of the month, you get your salary. But if you're not well, then you cannot get all this. You cannot enjoy what is good health. If you cannot enjoy what is good health, then you will not be able to benefit, right? So in our society or in our population, then we as nurses of the health personnel or the healthcare, we are from the healthcare industry, our business is health. So we need to understand how to go about doing this for the population at large, because in health promotion, if we look at the background of community health, we are looking at the people, we are looking at the population as a whole. Start from the individual, from the time of conception, right up to the time you grow up, and then you go through the cycle of life. So it is like the word is from womb to tomb, that we take care of people through health promotion. So in the aspect of Malaysia, ever since independence in 1957, we have seen that Malaysia has grown economically stable, and then politically, even though this last few years we had 3 prime ministers change, that's political, we put that aside. But again, Malaysia is growing very well, and we just celebrated our 66th year of independence, which is something that we should be proud of. And then with that in mind, and with whatever that we have done since independence, we have grown. The Malaysians, we, the people in Malaysia, have now lived longer life. The lifespan is longer, and we work, we can earn, economy of the country is stable because the people are healthy. So we have a very meaningful life. So this is where an abstract from the Malaysia Wellbeing Report mentioned about well-being, and they defined well-being as the physical, social, and economic benefits that had contributed to the enhancement in the quality of life and the satisfaction of individual, family, and community. This is what is being defined as well-being in Malaysia. It is in the report. So if you go into the website, you can see the latest report. I think they have until 2020 or 2021, something like that. So just in a nutshell, I'm telling you about what's happening. And we also have this thing like we call the well-being report. So why do you think health or well-being is so important? So if you remember, Ottawa Charter is one word that's very unique in health promotion. And then in the Charter, during that conference in 1986, it is mentioned that well-being is rather very positive. Then what it does is it talks to us about what is being healthy and what is health. So this is something that we have to treasure. Well-being is something positive, something that you need to have for you to continue going on your daily life. And as defined by WHO, and the definition still stand, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Now we put in also spiritual, and it is not just the absence of disease. So health, as you know, like yesterday in the conference, I've already informed that health is a human right. Everybody is actually entitled to good health, irrespective of who you are, where you come from, what religion you belong to, and your background and all that. So this is one thing that is our right to be healthy. And this requires physical and social resources, and we'll talk about that. So in the benefit, what do we get is when we are healthy and when you follow a good lifestyle, you will be able to reduce what we have now in all over the world. It is a lot of non-communicable diseases. So we can actually reduce cardiovascular diseases, stroke. Sleeping problem is because when you are not healthy and you are not doing well, or some other your other problems, personal problems will interfere with your sleeping. So with that, when you don't have enough sleep and all that, it will aggravate other problems, other health problems to set in. And that will be a problem to us and also the healthcare system. So if you have good well-being or you're healthy and you stay healthy, then you are productive. Your mind will be working. You can create, you can be innovative, you can do a lot of things. Like us today, this morning, we are also energetic. So we can go out and we can work. And then in your personal life, you'll be very happy. This is what we want. So then if I look back into what's there in Malaysia along all this while, we have a lot of trust that we have put in. So these are things that being healthy is one of the priority that we need to focus on, because this will be in line with whatever development that we want to do in terms of the policymakers, the stakeholders. They will talk in terms of what is there for us. If they need to be productive, the population need to be productive for economic growth. So this is one thing that we have to look into, and we take seriously about this in Malaysia. So if the community is healthy, if the community can produce what we want, then the standard of living, the quality of life will be very good. So it will require basic needs like we need to have supportive personal relationship. That is where we talk about the family, we talk about the community, the individual, the family, and the community. Then we need to give people the right. We were talking about human rights. So if you don't give me some leeway, some empowerment to decide what I want, then I will not be able to do whatever that you want me to do. And in terms of that, if I'm healthy, in terms of when I go to work, I get money. So financially, I'm very secure. And then when I look up to each morning when I want to go to work, I feel very nice and I want to work, and it is so rewarding because all the while I am healthy. So this is where we want to create an environment that is satisfying our needs, our basic needs, right? Then we go on globally around us in the world. Now we see that health and social well-being, it is how do we determine what are the factors that influence health and social well-being. One is the socio-economic conditions we see around us, what's happening around us nowadays in the world, right? So lately there was I think in Indonesia, there was this earthquake, and then in some other countries, the war and famine and all those that. So that has got some effect on our social life, on our economy. So these conditions, we don't want to have poverty, but it will happen. So when there is imbalance of whatever is in the environment, it will actually affect us as a human being. So other things that help us in staying healthy or being well is the way we take our food. What is it? The consumption, patterns of consumption associated with food. What is it that you desire most? What is for you is priority when you take food? So we in the health sector, we talk about well-balanced diet. We talk about nutrition. What is it that we need to inform to the people? Right, so different people have got different tastes, different likes, and then different priorities in their food. So what is it that we need to stay healthy? So this is one thing. And then again, when we talk about in communication, There are so many things in communication, the verbal, the non-verbal, that you know, that you study about. And then what is it that we need to inform the people? How do you tell people? So it is also through health promotion that we do all this. And then are you taught in your schools to communicate with people? So this is one thing that we need to put forth to our people, to wherever you are. You can be Indonesia, you can be Malaysia, you can be anywhere. But if you can, communicate, or contact one another, talk, or whatever way that we can spread or we can disseminate information, then this is one way. Communication is a tool. So the demographic patterns and learning environment, so depends on where you are, what you are. Like I've mentioned, demography will be your age, your race, your religion, your rich, poor, and all those. It doesn't matter, but then you need to know, because for you to be able to tell people or educate people, you need to know a little bit about their background, their educational level, their status, where they come from, geographically, the area, so that we need to actually design it for them. We cannot just put one common, plan, and we feed that to everybody. We have to see how to go about doing it. Then again, health and social well-being is determined by family patterns. So what you understand by family. So you need to know, I will tell you a little bit what family is all about. The father, the mother, the nuclear family, the extended family. Now we've got like single parent family and all those kind of things. And culture. Culture plays a very big part in community health. So we cannot just barge in and do as you like, because now I'm from Malaysia, you are from Indonesia. Our background, Nusantara ni sama saja, tapi about in that, when you say you are the same, but there are a little here and there that's different. So we need to understand one another. Our culture, our language itself is, you may speak the same language, but again, certain words in my language, in my country, and in your country may have different meanings. So what you do and what we do, basically the common ones are the same, but we still need to know what is the culture there, so that we can actually promote health. So this is the thing that we talk about, the social aspect of it, how people behave in their own ways. Now, social, political, and economic changes, this is without saying that in the country, in any country, we look at political stability, and then if there's a lot of instability, then what happens? It will actually jeopardize our health. And then what else in terms of economy? Our people or your people will not be able to work, and then it's because with all this, the rise in the prices of food, because of political instability, the difficulty to get food, that will make us know. And then now post-pandemic, there's a lot of people who are not working, so you cannot be like what you were before the pandemic. So a lot of people are out of jobs. So these things are financially a burden to all of us, and also for the healthcare system. Right. So now let's see something different, because we are talking about the role of the family in the community. So in the United Nations since 1948, they consider family as the natural and fundamental element of society, and then it enjoys protection. So a family, as you now, if I tell you what a family is all about, you, in your mind, you picture your mom, your dad, your siblings, your brothers, your sisters, your grandfather, your grandmother. So that is family to you. So if you see the definition, a family is a state of positive interaction between family members, which enables each member of the family to enjoy optimum physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. Wherever you go, whatever you do, the definition for health and all that, and you put in family, you put in all these words, you are safe. So a family is where it comes like a group. It is one unit by itself, where you have the father, the mother, but inside the it's not us, the scratches there. Inside the family structure, then you need to be able to look after one another, because then you will be, when a member of a family is sick, then all the other family members will be affected in terms of maybe you have to take care of them, then you need to stop working and you need to go to hospital, get treatment and all that. And socially and mentally, you will also be exhausted. And then spiritual help comes in. So this is family. So the thing is, family is fundamental element of society. In anywhere you go, you all see a family, right? So that is what I understand by the word family. So the healthy interaction, when you communicate between family members, this will actually help in informing one another about health, because when you think about health, if a family is happy, healthy, then you can do a lot of things. Yeah, so you can do, your daily work will not be interrupted. So you can actually, what we want here is being healthy, is being productive. Right. So according to WHO, family health is a state of positive dynamic interaction. This is interaction. We are talking about family members, interaction between family members. And this will actually enable us to experience all whatever that I mentioned, physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually. The definition here, WHO, and the definition that I give you is more or less the same. A family is a unit of people, of father, mother, and children. That is the nuclear family, where we look into the health of one another, we take care of one another, making sure that everybody has got optimum physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. That is also being taught in our religion. So it's a way of life. And what then is a community? Community will be something a little bit more than a family. A family is a unit in a household, where community is a group of people living in an area with a lot of characteristics or ciri-ciri dia, dalam satu community. It will be what you have macam satu perkampungan. How do you link with one another? Because you talk, you mix around the social ties. You share common goals, you share common ideas, and then you also get involved in activities or actions or joint actions in one specific area. Here it mentions geographical location or setting. So it can be a housing area, the community in housing A, or the community in housing B, and the community in the school itself, in your school now, in your colleges. It is a community by itself. Community di mana kebanyakan daripada anda semua adalah pelajar kebidanan. So this is community. So you need to know what is there in the community. How do you work about? How do you go about when you want to talk about health? And then what are your goals? What is it that you want to achieve? So we can achieve this through a community. It's a larger group of people coming from all backgrounds, the same living in one area. All right, that is community as a whole. Then the next question I'm going to ask you now, what is health promotion then? So whether you translate in bahasa Indonesia atau Malaysia, is health promotion is promosi kesihatan. Here in health promotion, again in WHO, it is enabling people to increase control over their own health. So now, being able to control over your health means here, that means you will be able to fend for yourself when you are sick, or don't talk about sick, we talk about health. How do you keep yourself healthy? So this is what health promotion is all about. People like us, you and I, in the healthcare industry, we will actually assist people, tell people what to do and how to go about being healthy. And as mentioned earlier also yesterday, the emphasis on the World Health Assembly last year was on well-being and health promotion. So these are two aspects that we in the community health, we look into it every day of our life. So we want people to stay healthy for the reasons that I've mentioned earlier. So this is the human right of everybody. And then we need to stay healthy for you to be here. Today also you need to be healthy. If you're not, if you have a headache and all that, your life, your whole day will be very miserable. Yeah. So, okay. So when now is post-pandemic, is 3 years after the COVID-19, what are we trying to do? We are building up. We are building up ourselves. Those who have been down with COVID-19, those who survive, alhamdulillah. But those who have not, and they are not with us today, we send out prayers to them. And then what is it that we need to do? We have to build ourselves again. So how do we build ourselves? Is first thing, we have to look at the healthcare system. What is there in store for us? How do we go about helping people? And then if we stay healthy, what is it that we need to do? There's a lot of work that we need to do to make people healthy. The public, they come to us. So these are things that we talk about. The word health for all by WHO is there. We need to make sure everybody stay healthy. So how do we go about to help them? Is through health promotion. And health education is a part of health promotion. Health promotion is on a bigger aspect. So health education is one of it. Pendidikan kesehatan. Ini promosi kesehatan. How do you promote health? One way is giving education, giving health education. Pendidikan berkaitan kesehatan, right? So why is it important? Because health promotion is a tool. It's a tool where we tell people, we have the facts, we have the knowledge, we have the skills. We tell people how to be active, how to stay healthy, what they need to do in their life. This will impact them. So we educate them. So in a way, we will do a lot of activities that will help them improve the health status. And this will then lead to the quality of life that we want, because the outcome again is to achieve what we want, to be able, our goal will be able to live as happily, as healthily as ever, so that we can do whatever that we want, we aspire to do. In a way, if we are healthy, we also will reduce dying too early. It's not meant for you to die yet, but then because you don't take care of yourself, and then because of illness, you fall ill, you don't take care of yourself, then you deteriorate, then you will just pass on. So in health promotion, again, now we talk about prevention. So the focus will be on prevention. So in preventing illness, we will actually also help the nation in terms of when we give them the education of why you need to stay healthy. You are giving them the knowledge. We are also teaching them how to be competent, skillful, and then to practice what they have to change the attitude to a positive attitude, so that there will be a change of behavior. So in public health, the word knowledge, attitude, and practice is very, very important. KAP, knowledge, attitude, and practice. You give the knowledge, they understand, then there will be a change of attitude from negative to positive. And when you're positive, your behavior from negative will change into a positive behavior, and that will be what we want. So at the end of the road, we will spend less money on medical bills, treatments, and then we will not burden the healthcare facilities with overcrowding, too many admissions, and then with now the shortage of staff, especially nurses and all that, sometimes you will not be able to expect the nurse to be caring for so many people. So it has double or triple. So this is what we want. And then in terms of if you have got insurance and all those kind of things, your employers, they will not be spending so much on health. So these are things that we need to talk about, not only here, but you have to go quite macro, in a sense that you need to know if this happens, then what next, until to the very end. It becomes not just micro, but it's a macro kind of thing that we have to think about. Then in terms of that, when you talk about the key elements of health promotion, this was what is being recommended to us, and what the Ministry of Health in Malaysia actually look at is good governance of health. Governance, your stakeholders, your policymakers. What is it that you do? So in every time when there's something, health is never left out. There's a lot of things. Now, our Malaysian government, the budget is coming for 2024. Now they are preparing the budget. So we'll see how much of we are given to the healthcare. What is it that you request for? So these are things that as a rakyat, as a citizen of the country, we can actually, in the new government, we can voice out, to recommend that we voice out what we want. So if I'm there, if I'm the one giving my recommendation, I will talk about health. What is it I want in health? What is it that it can offer us? So this, so that we do not get sick, and we can work, we produce, our economy will go up. So this is what we want. The other thing that's important here that we talk about is literacy. Literacy is being able to understand. It is not just reading, counting, and all those are writing. It is more to that. What do you understand about health? How much do you know about health? So where do you get all this information? So these are things that we have to actually tell our people and then educate them so that they will be able to fend for themselves, and they can also voice out for others in their family, in their community. So this is what we call health literacy. A lot of us, our people, maybe in our generation, most of us are all educated, but in our forefathers' time, some don't understand, and they can't read, they can't write, simple things like that. If you can teach them, then they will know how to take their medication and all those kind of things. So you need to supervise. So health literacy is very important in health promotion. And why do you talk about healthy cities? Healthy cities meaning here bandar-bandar, yang di bandar sehat. Yeah. So what is it that you need to do? So the people, the leaders in the community, this is where you play your role. So you need to look at what is around you. So in Malaysia, the main problem now is in the cities. We'll be talking about the infrastructure. We'll be talking about pollution. We'll be talking about, now we are going looking at the ecological aspect of it. What is maybe previously, like now Masa University is in Bandar Saujana Putra. Bandar Saujana Putra, once upon a time, we did not say that it will flourish like now in a big town. It was, we got a lot of infrastructure that talks about where industries and all that. So it was in the outskirts, but now it has become in the middle. It's a city by itself. So what is it that there will be a lot of pollution? There will be a lot of traffic on the road. So all these things are the smoke and the dust and all those kind of things. How do you relate this to health? So in the council, in the municipal council or the town planning, then you need to plan your town in such a way it becomes a place where you can work, you can stay, you can enjoy. So you will have areas like the parks, the gardens, and the recreational areas, and then the eateries and all that. They have to follow certain aspect of what we need in health, right? So these are the things that we talk about. And then how do you place, how do you plan? So if I invite all of you to come here to visit Masa University, and at the same time, you also can see Putrajaya, which is about 20 minutes away from here. It is a planned city, like I mentioned earlier. So you see what's there, the infrastructure. These are the things that nowadays we concentrate on. We want to see the environment, clean environment, in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 SDGs, all right? Okay. So we look at this, that I mentioned, the three aspects of the element, and then we, in the community, we encourage our people to collaborate. So a lot of things, from the government itself, they collaborate not only with the Ministry of Health, but they have other ministries that work together. If you want to target the school children, then you have to work with the Ministry of Education. Then what else? If you want to look at the housing, you have to work with the people in the housing and planning. If you are looking at the target group of women, then you have to look at the Ministry of Women Affairs and all that. So these are things, when you put it together, you get all the ideas, all the talents from the different agencies, different ministries, what you need to do to improve on health, and what are the things that we need to give to our community, to the family, right? Okay, so now if you talk about literacy again, these are things that in the Ottawa Charter, you have to, when you talk about health promotion, you put in the Ottawa Charter, you have to remember that the community, need to be in control of our own health. So we give you the empowerment. So this is the thing that we give you the ability to talk about what is health. No? So from now on, when you talk about health promotion, you need to remember that health literacy is very important. How do you go about telling your client or your patient on taking medication? So what is the important facts that you need to inform them upon discharge? And when they go back, who are the influential people in the family? How do you communicate with them? And what is the family all about? How do you tell the community what to do? So these are the things that you look at, and the agencies that can help you. It can be religious, it can be the community associations or whatever, the Parent Teachers Association. This is where you go in and talk about health. So this is what we do in Malaysia. In the community health settings, the nurses, we go into the community, we are members of the community. So where health is concerned, we talk to them recommend to them what is health all about. So kita masuk dalam dia punya jawatan kuasa. So this is what we do, right? So this is about literacy that I've informed you. And then knowing what's good for us, just using the fundamental responsibilities that ICN recommended to nurses is the promotion of health, prevention of illness, restoration of health, and elevation of suffering. These are things that we do. Promotion of health is prevention. Prevention of illness, promotion of health is more of the preventive aspect. But once you are sick, you go to hospital, there will be the healthcare system. So once you are there, you still give your health education, but how do you bring back the person to health? And then if they are having pain, suffering, how do you alleviate or lessen the pain? So it's again teaching that we give them. So you have to remember the fundamental responsibilities. Yeah? So where do we start? We need to know. In school, in your nursing school, you are taught about what is the disease, what is the condition like, how it affects us, and what do we need to know. And then what else? In health promotion, these are the aspects that we talk to our people, to the population. Then issues on safety. Safety means what? Safety in terms of you taking your medication, safety when you're out there in the road. Safety is to help what else? In the road. In Malaysia, like I mentioned yesterday, our roads are very good. And then we have to talk to the Ministry of Road and Transport and about the highway, about the incident rate. So when accidents happen, or the receiving end will be us in the hospital. So what do we do? So once a person is down, the health, the health of the person is also affected. So what do we do? So we have to tell people. And when you are the health promotion leaflets, and when we have got a lot of rest and recreational areas in the highways where you need to stop when you feel tired, take a rest, take a nap. So these are small things that you do in terms of safety in health, right? Tobacco control, why are we talking about smoking? There are many things that our country, Malaysia has done in tobacco control, but some are successful, some are not. Even if you put behind the cigarette box a picture of a skeleton, it doesn't bother a smoker, because what they do is just open up the box and take the cigarette and smoke, and they don't even read the behind of it. So does it work that way? How do you tell them to do what to do? Lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle are you practicing? Do you sleep all day, eat all day? Do you go to work? You forget about the rest? So how do you do all this? When are your meal times? So what do you do? So lifestyle, the stress and strains, burnout because of the job and all that, that also will affect us. So how do we tell people what to do? And then at the workplace, this is where we talk about occupational health. And then at the workplace, there's a lot of hazards. And then people work, the kind of ailments or diseases that affect them in terms of the workplace, in terms of their exposure to work, the chemicals, the dust and all that. So how do you tell them? At home, suri rumah, home housewife doesn't mean you are not working. You are working, but your place of work is at home. Then you do a lot of things. How do you take care of yourself from morning till night? You don't rest. Do you eat? Most of the time, mothers, they cook, but they give the family. They eat only the remnants. So is that good for you? So these are things that we talk about in school. Healthy canteen, good school environment. So what is it that we talk about in the clinics and all that? So this is where health promotion can come in, and this is where we educate our people. This is where we get people coming into. This is the community. So we target them. So these are things that we have to address and prevent the root causes of ill health. And that's not focusing on treatment and cure. Prevention is better than cure. So we need to have a lot of transformation, a lot of new ideas, new innovation of how to go about helping people. Looking at the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 3 talks about wellness, SDG 1 and 2 is poverty, and then SDG 2 is education. So how do we actually put this together? And then there's another SDG that talks about infrastructure, about marine life, on land, in underwater, and all that. What has it got to do with us? So how do you tell people on health promotion? So you need to understand at your fingertips what are the SDGs. Previously, it was the Millennium Development Goals, which we have achieved. Now, this SDG is until 2015 for us to achieve. How much of it have we done? Are we in the right track? Are we achieving what we want? How do we go about helping people in health promotion? So this is where your work as a nurse will come in. We can teach them. In fact, simple things like antenatally, people come to us because you're looking at midwifery. What is it that you tell people from the time of conception? And they come, they follow up in the antenatal, and then the child health, the postnatal, then you go on to the school health, and until they reach adult, and the cycle goes on and on and on. That's why I say we help people from womb to tomb, right? And policies that's in place to help us carry out our job. So again, this is what I've informed you earlier on. I think this is a repeat. So because of that, we find that health promotion is really very, very important, right? So in terms of Malaysia, we actually have got very good healthcare services since the 1950s after independence. We have developed, and a few of our models are being adopted by WHO, especially the traditional midwives, in how you go about helping people, and then the traditional midwives being the Nimil person, and we have trained our own midwives, our own nurses to conduct cases, and then so that the cases, there will not be any kind of complications, maternal death and all those kind of things. So, but still we have a lot of things that we need to do to achieve that by 2030. So what needs to be done will be knowledge, giving people health knowledge. Yeah? So we have to inculcate, or we have to instill into people positive attitudes towards health. And how do we make them adopt healthy living, right? The family, the individual, yeah? So we empower them. Kita bagi dia kuasa, yeah? We give them the right, yeah, to decide for themselves. And then the empowerment, we need to give people a little power to say yes or no. At the end of it, they are the ones that will decide what is good for them and what is not good for them. So the intersectoral collaboration, we cannot work alone. It has to be a team. So who do we talk to? When we talk about nutrition, so who else can come into it? Maybe we'll go into the agriculture. So what can they help? How do they help us? So these are things. The NGOs, what do they have? What is a specialty that they have that they can come into and help us? Like, for example, we are doing pap smears. Yeah? So we bring in the family planning. We are looking at family spacing. So who are the experts? You cannot be the expert of everything. So we have to bring in mengambil tenaga. That is what we want. So these are things so that we can disseminate all the information that we want to the specific target groups. So community participation, as you see the pictures here, we talk about gotong royong, about the community, what we can do, because we also have in the TV that a group of people in the area, in housing area, comes to the community leader and say, our housing, there's a lot of mosquitoes, it's very dirty, it's breeding ground for mosquito, what can we do? So the community leader said, come, we do gotong royong, we work together, we clean the town, we clean so that there's eradication of mosquitoes to prevent dengue. So this is what, for example, the community can do. So these are community-based projects that we do. It is still running in Malaysia because we find this is a very good way to help to curb diseases and all those kind of things. We go into the homes of people to teach them about what is good nutrition. We demonstrate to them in the clinic or in the schools. We go to the canteen and see what kind of food they have. In the premise, eating premise, the government goes down, the town councils, they go down to check onto the shops to see how clean the kitchen are, how the storage of food, because these are all where diseases come in. So we in Malaysia, if you have been to Malaysia, you have seen or you observe that we have restaurants grade A, B, C. So A is the best, B is okay, C maybe you do not go in. So there are some flaws here and there. So this is where we look at cleanliness, and the workers are being given injection, immunization, so typhoid jabs and all that to prevent them from spreading infections and all those kind of things. That food handlers, we are talking about food handlers, what they need to do to keep themselves healthy, and because they handle food, and food contamination. This is where when we go in as consumers, we can get it. You get diarrhea, you get vomiting, and all those kind of diseases that will come in. So people who risk like risky health behaviors. So what do we tell them? The youngsters or muda, the remaja or the adolescent motorbike, speed and all those kind of things. What is it that we need to tell them? So this is where we can reach out to the people causing accidents and all that. Lately in Malaysia, we see a lot of news because of the holidays and all that. People go out, to visit families, go weddings, and in a big car, the whole family meets with an accident, they die, and all those kind of things. So this is where, again, in health promotion, we tell them take a rest in the R&R, and then take 40 wings, right? Do not drive when you are drunk. All those kind of things that we tell people. So these are many things, information. So we teach them skills, what to do. If basic life support, so what do you do? If a person gets into trouble, difficulty breathing, and suddenly you collapse, and what do you do? So these are things that we talk and we teach them through health promotion, all right? So as a nurse, everybody thinks the first line is when you see a nurse, you get very excited because to people in the community, the nurse knows everything. So you have to equip yourself a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, so that you can talk to them. So you can tell them, you can plan accordingly. Like in hospitals, you do the nursing plan for your patients. So again, in the community, you can also plan out what's necessary, what's good for them, how to go about, how to negotiate, how to coordinate all these projects, work together with them. All right. So this is where you do a lot of communication. So your communication skills must be good. So the objective here again for nursing, we need to understand, we need to put our client first, our patients first. So this is why we are here. Without patients, we got no job. But having said that, that is one profession. Nursing profession is where you never go out of job. You can work anywhere you like, but you need to be able to carry out the work of a nurse, because we want to call ourselves professionals. So how do you practice in the nursing environment? So what is it that you need to do? So these are things, you have to be educated. You have to have a lot of specialty. So these are things that we talk about. And nurses, they are the set of people who can be anywhere. They can penetrate anywhere. So this is where we have to learn how to communicate with the families and the community. So every nurse should be able to understand the basic of the Ottawa Charter that we mentioned earlier about health communication, health education, and then the policy systems. And nurses advocate. So you do a lot of advocacy. You talk on behalf. You ask on behalf because your clients may not be able to do. So you will be the voice for them. So you can even voice out for what you want as a nurse. People who give the services. Health education is through your training now, you're in training school, you will be taught by your lecturers and all that what to do. But you, along the line, you have to add on. So learning is never ending. So these are the things that we talk about. So the 5 key areas of health promotion, again, these are the 5 key areas that has been put into place for you. And you have to create a supportive environment. So your objective here is for you to ensure wellness, and then to support. How do you go about supporting wellness in terms of health? What do you need to do? So you have to put up the list of things that what is it that I need to do to create a supportive environment. So whatever that you do, you look from far. Community, like I mentioned to you, they are given empowerment. They can decide for themselves. Clinical decision, not clinical decision making. Decision making is still theirs. So, but then you have to ensure that whatever that they do, they practice, it doesn't cause harm to them. You can be first line of treatment, traditional, complementary, the BOMOs or the healers, the religious healers and all that. But again, you have to ensure that whatever that they do not bring harm to them or to their family or to the community. So these are things that we allow. Especially in the midwifery, we have Aisaluso, the jumpy eye and all that. It's topical. They are applying outside, so it's okay. So we do not allow them to do invasive procedures and all that. So these are things that we work together. We do not just brush them away, but we work together with them so that what we want is a healthy outcome. The community, we strengthen themselves by giving whatever that I've mentioned, especially the education and the skills of how to go about and how to voice out for themselves, and then teach them the skills of what they need to do. Nowadays, our clients or patients, they know how to do their own insulin. They can take the BP, they can do the temperature and all those kind of things, simple things, and how to record. And in the mothers, we teach them fetal movement and how to monitor themselves and all that. So these are skills that we teach people. And to be able to do that, you yourself have also to update from every now and then. That's where in Malaysia, if I go back a little bit in regulatory, nurses need to update themselves with continuous nursing education for them to renew the practicing license in Malaysia, which is yearly. And it is not, it is a lot of things that you need to get with the points before you can even be registered for the next year. So number 4, this is look at our health services again. How does it work? What is lacking? What do we need to do? So now in Malaysia, lately, the Minister of Health mentioned that a lot of our health clinics are really very old and need to be renovated, need to be improved. So we are looking at that, because with a new image and improvement, a lot of things will happen. A lot of new facilities will come in. So what is it for? It's for the benefit of the people. So because we are looking at health for all, every human being has the right to health. So this is where we have to improve our health services, our health facilities to accommodate these people. And the policies that we have in place, we need to look from time to time so that people are aware of it, and then we televise in the TV, in the radio, or wherever that we can. So in the Malaysian government here, we have programs like My Sehat Cergas, which emphasize on health promotion. You can actually look into the website, what we can do. So like the My Sejahtera, which was the apps that was put up when we were in the COVID era, but it has now improved and everybody has got in their own telephone, and we can see a lot of updates. What is it for us? And also what are the information that people have put in terms of health promotion that we can use for ourselves and the family and the population as a whole. So coming to that, in conclusion, I will say the goal of health promotion is to empower individuals to make healthy, positive choices and actions. And then this is one thing, health promotion is a way of how do we intervene. What are the interventions that we need to do to ensure that people become healthy, and who are the healthcare providers? How do we go about doing it? What are the programs that you have? What activities that you put into place, the strategies? And through health promotion, we will help people actually, or the individuals here, because we have to use the word individuals, families, the population at large, how to adopt and adapt their lifestyle to promote and to keep themselves healthy. And what is it that they need? So the community, what is it that you want? What is it? Where can you get all this to improve your health? And then what influence your health? You have to study, you have to look at yourself, and what is it that is positive? You adopt. What is negative, you leave behind. So these are things that we talk about in terms of knowledge, attitude, and practice. So these are things that you need to be alert. People, that's where health literacy comes in again. You teach people so they know, they are aware. Why is it that you cannot smoke? What happens when you smoke and all those kind of things? You tell people. When you take medication, what is it that you have to look at? How do you take the medication? How the frequency of the medication, and where do you store your medication? Or the simple things that you teach people about. So I think that's the conclusion. Maybe I can show you just a little bit of what has health promotion in Malaysia that we have done. This is from the Ministry of Health, just to you enjoy. What is it? You just have a look at the e-health. Yeah, I hope it opens. If it's not, nasib kita. What is this? Tutup Huh? Okay. It's closed again, sorry. The sound? The sound is open. Can you hear? Can you hear? This is the e-health that we have, the ministry. So you can go in. If you see there, Dr. Zaleha, this is the new Ministry of Health and the Deputy Minister of Health. So these are things you see in the web, which is in health promotion that we give people. So what they do. So we have, this is intersectoral collaboration, if you talk about with the heads of states and all that. So one glance of it, the community. So what happens to the community? What do they do, right? So these are things. Next, we talk about wanita, this is Menteri Kesihatan Wanita Pertama, that when she chairs the international meeting, what does she do and all those kind of things, what she launched, the Cancer Day in Malaysia in terms of the World Health, that we celebrate every year on the 7th of April. These are things that they do this year. And then facilities, we talk about facilities, what they give, and this is where the community will know, oh, there's a new hospital somewhere, so what do they do? So, and then the Perasmian Wellness Hub that we do in hospital, in the Ministry of Health hospitals. So these are all the location of the wellness hubs in Malaysia, where they can get help and all that, right? So this is again the package, what we offer to people. This through health promotion, maybe you cannot see, but then these are things that we have in the hub that talks about factor, risiko kesihatan, kekal aktif, and all the health promotion that we teach you. Pengurusan berat badan, obesity, how do you manage your obesity? These are wellness programs. Okay. Activity, the wellness hub. So these are all the activities that we actually incorporate into the community. The community is there that talks to us. We spend time with them, we teach them, and they actually help one another. Right. This is another one, perkhidmatan kesejahteraan kesihatan secara mobile. So these are mobile. We move from one place to another. So this is wellness on wheel that they talk about, what you tell the community. So the community will come in. So we bring our business to them. So this is what we actually do. Mind you, we have to remember our business is health. So this is again in Sabah that we do activities, right? This is IM Sihat. What that tells you about IM Sihat, about the strategies. So how do we help one another? So these are animations that we use to help in the health promotion. So this is the anti-smoking clinic that they do in some hospitals, which they highlight.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. We
Yeah, we are finished.
We cannot we cannot see the animation. Maybe we would like to ask you to share us the animation. Maybe it's just stuck in the last slide of your PowerPoint.
Oh, you cannot see, is it? Okay, let's see, how do we?
Yeah.
No, we have to put that in. You cannot see at all. Can you see?
No, not yet, Mrs. We cannot see the animation. It's just stuck in your last page of,
Okay, nanti ya. Kalau you cannot see, what I can do is I can give it to you, and then we actually have to, here, this is where we share. Okay, never mind. If you cannot see this, it has to be in video. Can I give you, and then maybe you tayang nanti? Boleh?
Yeah, sure, Mrs.
Yeah.
Boleh.
So you will not waste time, all right? So that we can go into the, it actually have to press the video here. I'm sorry about that. You cannot see. It's okay.
It's okay, Mrs. It's okay.
So I'll give it to you, and then you do it afterwards, all right? Okay.
All right. Okay, Mrs.
All right. So now, actually, I finished with this. I will close this first, and then kita tutup ni. Yeah. Mm. Okay, this was my last slide actually. So maybe I will send it to you and then you can tayangkan lah. Maybe I can put it in a WhatsApp after you can get it from the organizer. All right, would that be okay? I'm
Okay,
sorry about
that's
that.
okay, Mrs. Yeah,
Mm.
we will play it later.
You play it, okay. So okay, that's about what I'm telling you. I can tell you now. So if there's anything that you want to ask or any questions you want to ask?
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. for your awesome
Thank you very much.
materials. And yeah, you're welcome, Mrs. And I believe that everyone is so excited to ask you their question. So you guys, if you have any question to our greatest speaker today, Mrs. Zainuria, you can raise your hands in this room, and you also can type your question in the chat room.
Okay.
So anybody want to ask their question? Can you please raise your hand? Okay, can you raise hand? Or type your question on the chat section. Okay, now we have 3 participants want to ask their question. Okay, Mrs. Let me ask the participant to ask their question to you, and then we have 2 sessions in this Q&A session. In the first session, we will collect 3 questions, and the second session also we will collect 3 question more. So yeah, and the first participant that we will give the opportunity to ask our speaker, maybe it's okay, it's Rafleshi. We have Rafleshi here. Hello, Rafleshi, are you here?
I'm here, moderator.
Okay, Rafleshi, I saw you raise your hands here. So, could you deliver your question to our speaker so we can collect your question first?
Okay, thank you. First, I would like to say thank you to the moderator to let me ask a question to Mrs. Zainuria. And good to see you, Mrs. Zainuria. My name is Rafleshi Rose. And for the short name, you may call me Chichi.
Chichi, nice name.
Yeah, Chichi, you just can call me Chichi.
All right.
Based on so many titles that you have behind your name, and I believe that you have so many experience, especially on whole promotion. And my question is, how can we build and become confidence for carrying out whole promotion? Because as a medical personnel, it's our duty to promoting whole to public, but most of us, including me, still have a lack of confidence. So I ask you how to solve it. I think that's it. Thank you for your attention, and back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Rafleshi, for your good question. And of course, it's such an important question too. But Mrs. Zainuria, you wanna give the answer of this question first, or we have to collect it till
it's
3
up to you.
questions?
It's up to you how you want to manage it. If you want me to answer her question, Chichi's question was she asked me how can she build confidence to do health promotion, correct?
All right, that's her question.
That was her question.
Okay.
You want me to answer now? I can answer. If you want to wait, we can answer later. So up to you. So we collect the questions or how?
I think we should collect the question first,
Right,
maybe,
okay.
Mrs. Okay. We have 2 questions left for the first session. Maybe we have to call the other participants. We have Livia Aura here. Livia, are you here? Hello, Livia, are you here? maybe you can unmute your microphone first. Okay. Okay, Livia, can you? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Permission to introduce yourself. Please introduce the name Livia or Zahra. If we have provide health promotion, but the community remains indifferent and there is no change, what is our role as health workers in this case? Thank you.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, maybe I will help you to repeat her question. So her question is, if we have provided health promotion, but the community refused and there's no change to give our health promotion to the community. So what's our role as a health worker in this case? Like that, Mrs.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Mrs. So we have one question left in this session. We have Iin. Iin Duiningsi, are you here? Okay, we would like to ask you to unmute your microphone first. Iin, can you okay, wait a minute. Okay, hello Iin.
Hello.
Okay, can you deliver your question to our speaker now?
Before, let me introduce myself. My name is Iin Dwiningsi. I have a question about our seminar today for Mrs. Hainuria. What are the tips for carrying out health promotion? And then back to moderator.
What are?
What are the tips for carrying out health promotion, Mrs.?
What are the tips?
Yes.
What are the tips?
For carrying out health promotion, Miss.
Maybe she mean that what the tips to give the health promotion to the society.
Okay. What are the
Mrs.
tips
Yeah.
to give health promotion? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So, Mrs. Zainuria, we already have 3 questions.
All right. Okay, I will answer the question.
And the first one.
The first one is from Chi. How can we build confidence when we are giving health promotion? All right, Chi. Here, this question is about confidence. And then as a nurse, you are actually in the advanced diploma in midwifery, correct? So you are already in a profession that is meeting people. You have to meet people. You are with the community. So for you to be able to build confidence, for you to, give your health promotion, you have to look at yourself, right? So first thing is, I've mentioned, you need to have the knowledge. You need to have the knowledge of how to go about what is it that you want to talk about, right? So once you have the knowledge, then you, in your training school, you are taught the competencies, the skills of how to go about doing midwifery or nursing. So you have to actually brush up on these two, talk to the people, and having that knowledge, and then you have to practice. A lot of things in community, when you're looking at health promotion, it is practicing. You need to practice in front of your friends, in front of your teachers. But like when we were in training in public health nursing in the Public Health Institute, to be public health nurses, some of us went in, we do not open our mouth, we do not talk much. But then inside there, when you do the subject on health promotion and all that, they teach you to talk in the sense that they make you do a lot of presentations, a lot of seminars, and then you can talk in front of the mirror, but you have to practice. You have to practice every day and then gain that confidence. Again, one thing is to bring you the confidence is your image, also the way you bring yourself, the way you present yourself. That is also, yes, not everybody is able to have the confidence because you get butterflies in your stomach. The first time when I was young, the first time I went up to give a talk also, I feel like, the whole world is going to crumble down because I'm not going to know how to talk. So, but then you equip yourself with the knowledge. What is it that you want to give, to deliver to the community? And who is your community? Make friends with them. Get them around you. So to me, that is the way. When I go into the community, I understand. I go and get introduced. I introduce myself to the leaders there and talk to them and make them know you feel at home with them. And you practice with your friends first. Your presentation skills, you have to know, you have to learn to be able to present. You need to talk. Like now, I see our moderator, she's very confident. She can talk. So the language barrier and all those kind of things, you have to improve on that. So this is where we can build our confidence. Yeah. Be confident means you have to go there and say, yes, I can do it. I can do it. So over time, you will be able to do it, inshallah. Yes, Chichi? Does that answer your question?
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Zainuria. It's my pleasure.
That's the way you do it, because I look at you, maybe you're shy. So come up from your shell, come up from it and go around and mix around with your friends and all that. Talk to them, practice with them. So this is where you can build your confidence. No, this is how slowly but surely you'll be able to do it, inshallah. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Zainuria.
You're welcome. So the next question that Leah asked is, if the community refuses to change in when you're giving help promotion, then what do you do, right? Correct?
Yes, Mrs. That's her question.
Okay, what is the role of the healthcare? So now, when it is not easy for anybody to accept just overnight, or I tell you, you must remember, you must say yes to what I tell you. So you have to look at how to go about in the community. Then you will look at, if it's a community, one community, hold on. Then if it's in the community, then you have to look at them and say, identify who are the influential people in the community that you are going to give the talk. Who are the ones that's controlling? Who talks the most? So you can say yes, or the person, it shouldn't be that way. I don't think it's that way. So he is already very passive, very negative. So that is the person that you need to make friends with. So when you give a talk, you do not say, I'm telling you this, I must follow, you must follow. So it takes time for them to change. It's not everybody, you and I also. It's very difficult for us to change if you're already fixed to one. So the role here would be make friends with them. First, you do not go on the first visit that you want to do health promotion. This is what I want to do. I want to make sure it gets across. No, you have to understand, study your background, study your people first. Who are they? What is the level of education? What do they have in the skills? What is around there in the community that they have I can use to win them over to my side? Get the influential people. Tackle the influential people first. Talk to them first. Then from there, you can get the people, you can go on to do your health promotion. All right? That's how we did it. Talk to them and then win them over, get their confidence, work with them. This is where community is very important. Work with them. Right? So the third one, I hope that answers the question. What are the tips to give health promotion? Tips are plenty. So for you to do health promotion, in fact, I've answered question 1 and 2, which you can use. And then what else is you need to have very good, if you are going to give health promotion, say what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about nutrition, for example. So then if you're going to talk about nutrition, then you have to prepare yourself to know the knowledge that you have. What else? You need to do a demonstration. You need a demo so people can see what you are doing so that they understand. So you're preparing diet for the children. What kind of diet are you going to do? So the talk, you have to prepare beforehand. Your flip charts, your posters that you show must attract people. You must attract people, and then the words that you use, the font and all that, people must understand. Do not use too hi-fi words. Use bahasa yang senang untuk difahami. So when you talk to the community, you do not talk like what you see in the textbook. You talk their own dialect, their own language. They are at that level, the local language. So the Indonesia, maybe you have a few dialects. In Malaysia, we go down to them and talk using their own dialect so they understand. In Malaysia, we have Chinese, Indians, Malays, all the tribes and all that. Different tribes, different people have got different what do you call the language that they speak, the dialect. So you have to learn, so that we feel they feel that you are also part of them. This is how we do it. The tip, and then be simple, and then do not just tackle when you talk about health promotion, tackle the simple ones first. Do not go to so high-fi. People don't understand you. Giving them research and all that, they will not understand. Just see what's local there in the local community, what's wrong with them, and how do you go about doing that. That is what I can tell you now. All right. Okay, I hope that answers E-in, yeah. E-in, yeah. All right.
Okay, Mrs. I see. Your answer is enough for me to understand. Thank you, Mrs.
Okay. Hope you gain something.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much to all of our participants. And of course, thank you for our speaker today, Mrs. Zainuria. So we're going to move to the second session of the Q&A. We're also going to collect 3 questions in the session. But before we move to the next session, Mrs. Zainuria, I have a question and I want to share something to you about my experience about the community, of course, about the services that we give to the community. So I am the midwifery student too. And of course, in my practice life, I found so many character of the person. And one of them is like, we want to give the health promotion. We want to give our best services based on the evidence, but some of them are refused the procedure and like, no, I want this one from my tradition. I want this to give to, for an example, to the baby. In one of the midwifery practice, I found that the family is still using a corset or the girdle to the babies, that it's not allowed and recommended anymore to the babies to use the corset or to the girdle. And I'll be like told them, so this is like, we have to open this corset because it's also will cause the respiration of the babies. It will impact to the recovery of their umbilical. So I told them, and then they will be like, open the corset. When I leave them, they actually like wear it again. So that's the difficulties or the problems that I haven't found the right solution in this case. So in Malaysia already or also happened something like that?
Okay, you are talking in terms of the girdle. Is a mother or the baby? You're looking at postnatal or
the babies?
Dia pakai barut ke? Is it the barut? Yeah. Because okay, if you're looking at traditional, our yes, we have a lot of things now very modern. For me, it is very simple. So if anything that you want to do a procedure, this is more not so of a procedure. This is more of the lifestyle or the way they dress their babies when they are in postnatal, masih dalam pantang ya. As a baby is born, so the baby is still got the cot on, is it? And then they put on, they just cover. So if you think what you can they want to put is because the belief is that if they do not cover that part, and then they say angin masuk or wind or whatever, correct?
Yeah.
So if it doesn't cause any harm, what you can tell them, boleh dipakai tapi not too tight, just as a syarat. Just as a syarat to close up. So why you want to introduce them to things new, you will have to tell them that dalam now in the modern way of how we take care of our newborn or whatever, this we do not apply for reasons. So you have to give your reason. What is it all about? And then you can also tell to them about, you are looking at cleanliness, infection, all right? So we have to make sure whatever they apply or they use is what we want is to reduce, to prevent from, we are looking at prevention. We are trying to prevent infection and all that. So if you use the cloth, it's clean, then we don't have any doubts about that. But then if it's dirty and you do not change, then that will be a source of infection. So that is why you expose, or because nowadays memang kita expose, we don't do much, isn't it? So these are the things that we do not actually say, no, you cannot, you have to follow my way. Memang they will not follow you. So you have to be very tactful when you talk to the mothers and look at who are the influential people in the family. Sometimes the mother-in-law, sometimes the mother, the father, the grandfather, tak boleh, ini pantang larangnya, ini begini, ini begini. So you have to understand. So you have to say, ya saya faham, akan tetapi dalam tugas saya, if this is what I have to do, this is how I can explain to you. Then again, we talk about them making the decision. But sebaiknya, if you want to do, you can, but how do you go about it? You teach them the right way. I think, inshallah, they will be able to follow what you want. So it will take some time. So usually, if they have got traditional midwives there with them, bidang kampung and all that, so you tackle the bidang kampung. Right, you tackle the bidang kampung, teach them exactly what is it. They are the middle people. You teach them what you need to tell them. They cannot conduct cases, but they can be with the mother, they can teach the mother. These are the things that you must teach her so that she can convey this to the community. The community actually believes in them. They have more confidence in them than us because you all being young people, they have doubts about you. Betul ke dia ni tahu? Because she's so young. Saya makan garam lebih daripada awak. So these are the things that they talk about. So you need to build that confidence, like what Chichi was asking just now. So we have to actually be humble to them and talk to them nicely. Right, so these are the things that I can tell you, that I can share with you over the years, that what we have been doing or what I have been doing. Right, be with them.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mrs. So that's for me, I'm still confused about this case because, of course, we have to respect the traditional too. But yeah, when I try to remind them in the right way, in in a patient way, maybe, and then when I hire my voice, it'll be like, you're so bad and you are such an evil. I don't want to follow your rules. So that's why I'm still confused about how to case the situation. But thank you so much, Mrs. for your tips. Maybe I will apply it when I find the same cast in the future.
Maybe one day when I have the opportunity to go there, I will just be with you. Talk to them. So it's interesting to know about all this. This culture, its belief, its culture, the values, the principles in life. So in community health, this is what we have to look at. All right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Mrs. Thank you so much for your answer. And we're gonna move to the second session, Mrs. We also have to gonna open 3 questions for our participants who wanna ask to our speaker. So I saw that there are there's participants raise their hands. Raise her hands. There's Ramanda Lestari. Hello, Ramanda, are you here?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hello. Yeah. Okay,
Thank
Amanda.
you.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Danuria. Good morning. Hope you have a nice day. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ramana Lesari, and you can call me Tari. And I'm from the Diploma 4 Midwifery Class 1B. I have one question for you, Mistress. How can we college students maintain our healthy consumption when we are far away and cannot be controlled by our parents, so that we continue to consume healthy food?
How can we? Can you just go a bit slow? How can we?
How can we collect student maintain
How
our
can we
healthy
collect student? How can we collect student?
Maintain our healthy consumption. Maintain our healthy consumption when we are far away and cannot be controlled by our parents, so that we continue to consume healthy food.
Okay, let me help you, Ramanda. Maybe is that your question is about anak kos? Maybe Ramanda yang kamu tanyakan adalah tentang bagaimana mereka memanage makanan sedangkan parents-nya tidak bisa mengkontrol, gitu ya?
Benar, Kak.
Oh,
Iya.
okay. Makanan yang anak-anak makan, tapi ibu bapa tidak ambil tahu.
Yeah, it's like the student who like have a study far away from their parents and they cannot control, the parents cannot control their food, Mrs. That's
Yes,
the
actually.
thing. Yes.
Oh, it happens to you, is it?
Yeah, it's happened to us.
Okay, okay, understood. So now, you want me to answer this question? You want to take the questions first?
Yeah, maybe I would like to collect 2 more questions, Mrs.
Okay.
Like the first session. Okay, we also have the other participant who want to ask to our speaker. We have Alia. So Alia, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, moderator.
Okay, you can deliver your question to our speaker today.
Okay, good morning, Miss Zainoria and everyone. Thank you for opportunity to ask question given to me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alia Aina Misra. I'm from student midwifery major in midwifery Poltekkes Kemenkes Bengkulu, grade 2. Permission to ask how to empower families in midwifery service.
How to empower family in
midwifery service.
In midwifery
service.
What is the last word?
Service, Mrs. She asked about how to like
midwifery service.
Yeah,
Service.
midwifery services.
How to empower family in midwifery?
Midwifery
in midwifery services.
Services. Okay, okay, faham.
Yeah.
Faham. All right.
Yes.
Okay, faham.
Thank you, Miss
Welcome.
and moderator.
Okay, we have a question left to our participants. Maybe we would like to collect the question too from the YouTube. Maybe we have the question from what it is. Who is that? Okay, yeah. Maybe it's the same question with in, but this one kind of interested to us to use, Mrs. Zainuria. It's about the strategies. Like the same as the in question, it's about the strategies in health promotion and what efforts can be made for health promotion. Like maybe how can we prepare, how to prepare before we go to the seminar, maybe to the socialization, like that. From Indah. Questions from Indah.
Right. So now we want to answer the questions.
Yeah, we already have 3 questions, Mrs. So we would like to
so
ask
the
you
first
answer.
one is from Ramanda, is it? He's talking about food, because you all are students and you live away from your family and your parents do not know, cannot exactly understand or cannot see what you all are taking, right? So now, the first question I would like to ask you is when you are in the school of midwifery, you all live in the hostel or you call whatever? Do you live in the hostel? In the school, in the college? Do you live in the college or you live on your own?
We live
studying as a
on
student.
Mrs. We live on our own.
If you are living on your own, or even if you are in the campus, what we do when we talk about food, then first thing, as a student of health sciences or in the nursing and midwifery, you need to know about what is nutrition, what is well-balanced diet, all right? So how many meals you have to take, how do you prepare food, what is it that you need to take to make yourself healthy, to stay healthy, we say the 3 food groups, right? Whatever that we have in Malaysia, we have the food pyramid and all that. What is most bottom will be the vegetables and the fruits, and then goes up a bit will be the energy giving food, carbohydrate, and then protein and all those kind of things. So the least will be the fats and all that. So when you are away from your family, again, as long as you are taking your meals, that is why I always advise students, the first meal of the day is the most important meal, which is your breakfast. You do not skip. So most of the time when I ask students, have you had your breakfast? Tidak. So bila you don't take your breakfast, you come to class, you start class 8:30 or 9 a.m. in the morning. By 9:30, you switch off because you are tired, you are sleepy, you are hungry. Right? The last meal at home, the last meal before today maybe was 5, 6 o'clock, after which you do not take. Some students do not eat at night. Maybe because they like to stinge on their pocket money to buy telephone, to spend on other things rather than on food. All right. So this is worldwide. It's the same. You get your allowance, but the priority doesn't go to food. But now, if you are a student of nursing and midwifery, you want to teach people, you have to practice. You have to preach what are you to practice, and you preach the same. So apa yang you bagi, knowledge yang you bagi to community, you must practice. Kalau anda tak practice, you do not amalkan, the message will not get across. The community can feel it. Dia cakap saja dekat mulut, tapi dia tak buat. Practice what you preach. This is what is important. So food, when it comes to food, you don't have to be very lavish food. If you are used to eating food like, okay, now in your generation, there's a lot of fast food, right? When you buy fast food, you have to look at what is the food content. What is it all about? You have KFC, you have McDonald's, you have so many things. In Malaysia, in Indonesia, it's still the same. So you can look at, change a little bit of your style in eating. You look at the amount. You look at the amount, what you eat, what is the content, what are the food inside there, apa dia kandungan makanan yang anda ambil, apa perlunya ada lebih, apa perlunya dikurangkan. So berapa kali satu hari saya mesti makan. So these are things that you need to look at. Tapi what I always say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Lagipun dalam agama kita disuruh bangun sahur kan. Malam puasa kena bangun sahur. Kalau awak tak makan, the first meal of it, that is the first meal of the day. If you don't take that, the rest of the day will not be a energetic day. Betul? So this is the same. Amalan yang sama saja. What you eat and all that, I cannot tell you because you'll be another 2-3 hours, the kind of food, how you prepare food and all that. So pilih apa you makan, whatever that you start. This is how you look at food. Once in a while, you can reward yourself. Apa salah, you take ice cream, take chocolate, no harm. But you must see it's a well-balanced kind of food. The diet that you take, the dietary diet, must be well-balanced. So this is how you look at, and people say do not eat late into the night. This is where, again, the youngsters of today, you sleep very late into the night and you keep on eating and eating, and what food do you eat? Tidbits, junk food. So this is the thing, and then you will complain that you become lethargic in the morning and all this kind of things. So you have to change your pattern of how you eat food, right? So have 3 meals, and then again the lecturers or the teachers and all that, once in a while you can go in and supervise and see what the students are eating, the cafeteria or wherever. So this is what we do. Yeah, I do that. So this is the thing. Monitor on what you eat. This is what. So to maintain yourself. Okay, boleh ya? Ramanda, but you look okay.
Yes, Mrs.
Alia,
Terima
the
kasih
other
banyak,
one.
Mrs.
Betul lah. So the other one, Alia, how to empower family in midwifery services. So empowerment, this is one thing. In Malaysia, what we have now in our programs, in midwifery, in the child health, maternal and child health, the people, the community, we give them the cards, their personal health cards. They carry one and we have one. So now, this is where we do not hide, we are transparent. We are transparent in the sense that in the antenatal, when the mother comes to you, you check the mother. you will actually record each time the mother comes to you, the BP, the blood sugar, and then you do the palpation, the advice and all that. What we have in our card, we write in her card. So she keeps one. So this is where you are looking at empowerment, and she can look back and then tell us exactly she can ask us questions, but provided what you put inside there are correct, right? So another thing is empowerment is when you teach people, because you're talking about me-free. So for example, the mother is pregnant, you teach her at every semester what she needs to do, and then you have the fetal kick chart. You have the, you tell the mother, how do you monitor your fetal movements and all that. You are actually empowering her to do it. Then she has to record inside her book or whatever that you give her, and she has to come and tell you. Do you do that? Right? Correct? Alia, mana dia Alia? So this is where you tell them, okay, midwifery, how do you empower them again? They can come to your clinic, and they tell you, you can teach them on the signs and symptoms of morning sickness, and then you can teach them how to go about the diet and nutrition and all that. They will be able to decide for themselves what they want to eat. And then the services, again, these are things that you have to act accordingly. What is it that you want to teach them? What is it that you want to tell them? So they understand the knowledge. Remember the knowledge? So you have to tell them exactly what you need to do. Then you ask them questions. So when you ask them questions, then you will know whether the answer is correct, whether they understand what you say. The things that empowerment is the cards and all that. They can call you when they are not well, when they need your help. So this is already giving them the decision making to call you when they feel that they need your help. Then you go down to them. Right? Does it answer your question?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Clear? Boleh? Boleh faham?
Yes, all right.
Good.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Ada lagi soalan?
The last question, Mrs. from you two, we have Inda. Maybe it's like the same type of
the strategies,
question.
is it?
Yeah, strategies.
Strategies is what I asked you. I told you about in the PowerPoint. Looking at how you go about in your work is the elements. There was the key elements that you talked about. The strategies, you must understand the crowd, understand your community. Dia punya ada tahap pengetahuan dia, literacy, ya, we looking at literacy. Dia faham apa yang kefahaman dia, apa kemahiran yang ada pada dia. Then you start from there. And then siapa di keliling dia yang berpengaruh. Right? Siapa yang berpengaruh apabila you want to do something, and these are the things that you need to look at, you have to prepare. So once you know these people, and then where is the first line of contact with healthcare? Who are the people? So this is where, with that tips that you have, then you can work your way on how to go about doing your health promotion. And okay, this is what I can share with you.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Zainuria. We already done the second session, the two session, of our Q&A. So maybe before we go to the next agenda, of course, the first is I would like to I wanna say thank you very much for our speaker, Mrs. Zainuria, for your awesome materials and for your time to answer all of the questions we have today. And of course, I would like to thank our participants for your enthusiasm to this seminar, and of course for your good question to our speaker. And yeah, before we move to the next agenda, I would like to give a resume for our materials today. And the first that I remember is now we are like a college student. We study far from our parents, and sometimes we cannot control our foods. We cannot control where we have to eat. But start from now, from our speaker today. She told us to save our money, to manage our money, to buy healthy food and healthy goods from now, not just to buy your new clothes, maybe just for your quota, for your data, for your phone data. Just save your money to buy the healthy foods and healthy goods too, because of course the health is impact to the other things. Like if you don't have, you will get tired at this, and then you can maximize your materials that you get from our lecturers. So that's the message, that's the point of that we have to know today as a student too, that we experienced this case, of course. And of course, today we talked about the role of family and community. If you notice that we often quote about the mental health too. So this is the reason why we have to manage between the physical and mental health too, because why the mental health, this it will impact to the other aspect too. Like if you cannot manage your mental health, your own mental health, then how can you deliver the right information, the right material to your patients? So that's why we have to, from now we have to manage all of the health, all of the aspect of the health, like mental, physical, and the other. And of course, if we can look at Malaysia have longer life expectancy right now, so it's like we can see the Malaysia as our role model. How can we manage our food? How can we manage our lifestyle to get a longer life expectancy in the future? Of course, it's mean a lot for Indonesia to look at Malaysia for an example. And of course, I just want to remind you that health is state of complete, once more, physical, mental, and social well-being. So from now, just find maybe your best partner to share your story, your life. I know life study, life college is so hard. So find your friends, your best friends, your right friends to share all of your things. So in the future, you will not triggered by your mental health when you are delivering your services to your patients. So that's all the things that some of the things that we got from our speaker today. Such an awesome materials, and we get, of course, we get new information and we get new things. Of course, even we get new tips and tricks and strategies how to give the best services to our patients. So Mrs. Zainuria, I'm Ina Hafidri Anissa, and of course, all of my participants today, I'm your moderator. If there's any mistakes, I know there are so many mistakes that I've made this day, and I'm so sorry for that and deeply apologize to you guys, of course. To
But
our
you are
speaker.
awesome. You've done very well. You've done very well. Huh?
Thank you so much.
You speak good English. Huh? But actually,
Yeah.
I wanted to show you that last slide. No, if I can try, if you have 5 minutes, I will try share with you. Remember
Of
the
course.
I'll see whether I can.
Sure, we have. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll see
we
whether I
still
can
have
do it for
times
you.
to. Yeah.
I share the sound because I did not share the sound, I think, just now. Wait, let me see whether I can do it. The thing is, I need to enlarge the screen, right? But whether I can enlarge it is another story. It's not here. Dia tak mau ni. Enlarge. I'm trying to show you, but if it doesn't, okay, let's see. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I can, but it's still stuck in the last page of the PowerPoint.
Can you see?
Yeah. Oh,
can you see?
Not yet. Maybe,
but I've already put on. I've already put on. You can see.
Maybe I cannot see. Maybe you can copy paste the link first, and then you go to.
I will give it to you, and you screen it to them when you have time. All right? Huh?
Okay, of course, yeah.
Well, I've already put, but you cannot see, so I can't. I don't know why. It's the same thing that happened yesterday. Huh? Tak apa, I will close and then you see how we can go about doing this. All right?
All right, that's okay, Mrs.
Okay, I
We'll
will.
see. Yeah.
Sekarang saya perlu tutup. Bagaimana saya mau tutup? Okay, I will close the gate again. Now it doesn't close. Okay, kalau tidak boleh, tak apa. We will do what we need to do then. Huh? Cannot. I don't think I can do it. All right? I will stop sharing then. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Boleh dengar saya?
Yes, I can, Mrs.
Tak apa. I will give it to you
Yeah,
because there's
you can.
something tak kena sini. Huh? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. We will watch the animation
I will pass
later.
it to you. I will pass to the organizer and you just watch it. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you, Mrs.
Ada apa lagi yang perlu saya ni? Maybe I'll just say if this is the end. So I'm very honored that you have given me this opportunity to share with you whatever I have, my experience along the line, along the years, and then to give it to you all, the next generation of nurses or midwives, for you to practice and to carry on your life as a professional nurse, as a professional midwife. And I'm sure, inshallah, you all will do very well. The way I look at it, you all are very confident. So maybe the next time when we meet, you all, when I go, maybe I go to your place or you come here, you're most welcome to Masai University and mingle around, look around and see how we can share further. And maybe we can have more of this kind of seminars together, right? So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Thank you very much, Mrs. So before I give it the decision back to our MC, Master of Ceremony, or our host, I would like to ask Mrs. Zainuria to take a screenshot together.
All right, sure, no problem.
Okay, maybe all participants, please open your camera window. Open your camera, maybe. All participants, please open your camera. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with the first slide. Yeah, the first slide. We're gonna take a picture together. Maybe you can, yeah, show your face, show your beautiful face, and then we're gonna take a screenshot together. Okay, but I just see the background here. Can you show us your beautiful face? Okay, we will start. There are 14 slides, Mrs. So I'm so sorry if it's take a longer time to take a screenshot, but we will start in 1, 2, 3. And the second slide. Second slide. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The third. Next. Okay, wait a minute. We have 7 pages left. Just keep smiling and I will take a screenshot. Okay, we have 4 slides left. All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, Mrs. for your time to take a screenshot together, to take a picture together. So, yeah, I'm Ina Hafidri Anissa, your moderator today. I would like to give this session back to our Master of Ceremony. So, to Icha Junita, maybe you can take this session.
Thank you for... Okay, thank you, moderator. And I would like to say thank you for our speaker today. I'd like to say I'm so sorry because me and my partner make up mistakes. I'm so apologize today. And I would like to thank you for all participants. And we have to many information for Mrs. Zainuria. Thank you very much. And thank you for attention all. And we closing to expect lecture today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. We're already at the end of our agenda of our event today. But before we, maybe if you have the other agenda today, before we leave our seminar, I would like to ask you if you can, I would like to ask to switch the host to me, Mrs. Mrs. Zainuria, can you hear me?
Sorry. Yes?
Mrs. Can I ask you to switch the host, like move to me, you give it the host to me, the host position to me?
But I did not do anything. What I can do is in the first place, can I leave first? Huh?
Of course, you can leave, Mrs. Zainuria, but first I would like to ask you to switch the host position first. Give it to me, the host position. Okay, Mrs. Zainoria, it's okay, no problem. Just if you have the other agenda today, we permit you to leave this room, maybe if you have the other agenda. But thank you so much, Mrs. Zainoria, for your time today and for your awesome materials.
I end.
Yeah, you can leave, Mrs. Zainoria, if you have the other agenda, you can leave. Okay, we're all already at the end of our session of our event. So to all participants, if you have the other agenda, you are allowed to leave this room. Thank you very much for today. Have a good day, everyone.